If God does not come through for you, you don't have anybody there that loves you, that have a hierarchy there. Yeah. You are a dead person.
Wow.
You are just a dead person. I wanted to show my brother that thing you are doing to me, I will revenge. Because he bullied me to an extent that after joining the court, he continued bullying me. A time came when I even wanted to assassinate him.
We believe at every time that the best way to be to where you've not been is to ride on the wings of experiences of people who have been there. So you're going through something, or you're probably about to make a decision, or you're about to make a move that is going to destabilize your life, that is going to jeopardize your career, that is going to jeopardize your destiny, your purpose. This particular series is going to make you have a rethink. And so without further ado, with me today is one young man who is doing well, who God has saved. I tell people all the time that there are people who I esteem highly. People who I esteem highly are people who are sincere enough to understand that what God saved them from is a message to save other people. Let's take a brief walk from your growing up, right? Okay. What was it like?
Okay, my growing up was quite a story to tell, and my dad, I will start from there. You know, when I was little, while growing up, I thought the discipline my dad gave me while growing up was actually probably out of wickedness.
Okay.
You understand? I thought maybe he was just trying to just be mean, you know. He doesn't want to associate with his kid, with his children. So I thought that was, he was trying to maybe wicked me, make me not want to come around him. But as time goes on, I began to see that those things he was doing then, he was actually giving me the father kind of love.
Okay.
You know, a mother can love.
Yeah.
But a mother kind of love, it's not highly esteemed while training a child. I will say that it is good. A mother kind of love is good. But a child that wants to grow and be useful tomorrow will not depend on a mother kind of love.
Yeah, I hear that.
So one of the love that actually makes a man out of somebody or a woman out of somebody is a father kind of love.
Yeah.
I heard somebody on TikTok, the person say, a mother can see her child fall. You understand? You'll be like, hey, honey, stop falling. Pets, you cuddle the child. But a father can see the child fall. And when he fall the first time, the father can just look away. He might look again, sorry. The third time, he tell you, stop falling. Why are you falling? Just stop falling. Just don't fall again. Why? He is trying to tell you that you can do more beyond the state you find yourself. So while growing up, my father, he will be like, you must do this thing I say you should do. I am the father. You are staying under my roof. You are doing this. You are doing that. I buy clothes for you. I feed you. You must do the things I want you to do. But many times as student, you want to do that thing that makes you. And I grew up like that. I'm a kind of person when if you want to do it the hard way, I will show you that I'm strong. So I began to understand that even though my dad was doing those things in the right way, there were other ways to communicate to a child, even as a father. And it will help the child to be well molded. You understand? Yeah. So while growing up, my father is strict. He's a strict man. Very, very strict. He's very strict. He will tell you must do this thing. And he's ready to go extra mile until you bend to his will. He's a very disciplined man. And one of the reasons why I saw that he was like that was that he made some kind of mistakes. It is now that I begin to understand, because there's an Igbo proverb that says, Muke tokata ucheribeya. There's a extent you will grow to, you will begin to see the things that your elderly one saw before your arrival. So I began to see that he made certain kind of mistakes. So he was trying to prevent me from making those mistakes. But then as a child, I was downloading it in with a different perspective of life. I think life is just, bread and butter. But while growing up, I began to understand why my father was taking those kind of, decision. You must do this, you must do that. He's trying to mold me into becoming a man. So when I started playing PlayStation, it came to an extent where he really dealt with me, and he now decided that since I don't want to change, I was going to go to the village to complete my secondary. Then I was in SS1. He decided I was going to go to the village. Then I wanted liberty. I thought he was choking me. The man was choking me to death. I wanted to be free. Yeah. I thought that was the way. But as time goes on, I went to the village and I stayed. After my 3 weeks in the village, I came out one morning and I started crying. I just came out and started crying. First of all, the tea I brought, as my mom was selling provision. She's late now though. She was selling provision. Okay. Then so when I was coming, she packed a lot of goodies. Tea. The tea I brought didn't last for 2 days. So that was when I knew that I was in a jungle. Like I left.
Were you living with people?
Yes, I was staying with my grandmom.
Okay.
Yes, my mother's, like my grandmom from my mother's side. Yes. So I was staying with her. The tea finished. I was like, bro, is this how you people do here? So as time goes on, I began to see a different aspect of life. I began to see that those things that my father was teaching me then, he was molding me. You know, when you are pruning something, pruning an animal, pruning even your fingernail, sometimes it's painful. But what you are trying to do, you are trying to carve out beauty out of that person or that thing you are trying to carve. So I begin to see another aspect of life. Like, this man is just actually doing this for my good. But then, I wanted liberty. I don't want somebody to shout at me, as a boy. I just want to do the things, do things my way, come back the way anytime I like, because then I used to sag, kind of stuff, just trying to feel among. So again, one time I went to fetch water for my mom. I was carrying water my both hands. And I was coming, my dad saw me sagging. He pulled down the knicker. I was wearing a joggers then. Yeah. He pulled it down. He said, if you want to pull the joggers and wear only boxers. Let's know you are wearing only boxers. Mm. I became angry. I was like, furious. Why will you do this? This is a normal kind of life. But when I left my parents' house, I began to see another side of life. And haven't learned from those things my father was teaching me then. That was what led me into cultism.
You didn't learn from those things.
I didn't learn. I went into cultism. That I think I stayed in the village for a very long time. I entered into cultism. It was in the village I drank alcohol. As of the year 2012, 2013, I drank alcohol first. I drank alcohol. I started following my elder brother, my uncle from my mom's side. Started following him. He's quite a young guy though, because my mom married quite early. Likewise, my dad married at the age of 26 years. Mm. So he married quite early. You understand? So I started following the guy. The guy then, he's still a black axe. is. So I started following him. We were upon, you came in new, you see new faces, and just trying to mingle with them and see what life really holds for you at that particular place. So we started being in good terms. All of a sudden, everything changed.
Because you and the guy?
Yes.
Okay, two of you were in good terms.
Yes.
Rolling, moving around in the village.
Yes. Drinking alcohol, doing all sorts of things.
But then you were not, you've not joined.
No, I've not joined. I was because he was the reason why I joined.
Okay.
Yes, he started bullying me. Then I was a master of scope and lapazi. I can walk up to any girl, no matter how old you are. It came to an extent where I walk up to people more older than me with like 10 years. They will be like, boy, you don't know you are a child. They will tell me, boy, you don't know you are a child. I knew when your mom got married. I'll be like, wow. Wow. So it came to that extent that my brother, whenever he sees a girl, he'll be like, bro, go now. I will walk up with boldness, and I know many girls I talked down for him then. So along the way, things began to get rough. He wants me to also dance according to his tune. He never knew that that was one of the reasons why I left Abuja at the first place, because I refused to dance to the tune of my father. You see? So he's not trying to subject me to dance to his tune. I was like, bro, do you know what you are doing? I stopped rolling with him. Then his friend liked me so much, Friday. The guy liked me so much. Then I said to him, the guy, that I want to belong. You know, he'll be whining me. He told me that since your brother belongs, he was trying to talk me out of it. But the bullying from my brother, my uncle, became too terrible that I made a decision. That was when I now joined. They called themselves I've really forgotten because I left those things so many years ago. They call them, that was that we know them as then. So I joined.
It's
that
different
cult.
from your brother, the one your
Yes.
brother is in. Okay.
So I joined that thing. That was when the problem between me and him amplified.
Okay, now, how did you get to join? Was it somebody? Is it the same guy, his friend that?
No, his friend was also an.
Okay.
You understand? So me, I now began to make friends because since I no longer find comfort at home, beginning to go outside, drink. That was when I started smoking. Then I smoke, following friends. It came to an extent, it wanted to become an addiction.
Wow.
If I don't smoke cigarettes, then it will be as if I'm missing something.
Yeah.
If I don't take alcohol, it will be as if I'm missing something.
Hmm.
Then it became a lifestyle. You will go to a burial ceremony and you will drink to tubo. And you will come back and you start misbehaving,
Mm-hmm.
So when I now joined that cult, that place is a very terrible place. One of the reasons why they are bantering you is so that you will not confess. Like if you are being held by a police or being held by an opposite court, you will not confess that you are a cultist, no matter how much they drill you. That is one of the reasons. They want to see that you are a strong man. When if you pass through that drilling, that is when they cannot call you a strong man, no matter how small you are. No matter how maybe you are slim, you look dead or whatever. If you pass through it, they can now call you a strong man. So
at what point will they stop bantering you?
They will stop bantering you when they feel satisfied. Yeah. Because many times they go there, they don't go there with their eye. They smoke and they drink. So those things they are doing, they are not doing it out of their normal mind. They are not at their right state then. So until they feel satisfied, that is when they will now stop. You understand? So I have heard stories of people being killed. Like if they are drilling you now, and you start crying, mommy, all those kind of mommy boys start crying. The next thing you'll be hearing, kill him, just kill him, just kill him.
Serious?
This type go cast us, kill him.
Hi, sorry for interrupting your view. I kindly like to reiterate that the essence of making this video post is to reach out to as many people out there who are getting themselves involved in nefarious activities which could end their life untimely or jeopardize their destiny or their purpose of creation. And by liking this video, you get to raise this awareness by helping the YouTube algorithm to share this video to many people out there and save more lives. By subscribing to this channel, you get to join us as a family to make impact. By sharing this video, you get to save more and more people from making the wrong decisions, showing them that there is no life here, and raising the banner of righteousness, and together we can make the change that we want.
Just kill him. Just kill him.
Serious?
This type go cast us, kill him. That is what you'll be hearing. They will be kill him. If God does not come through for you, you don't have anybody there that loves you, that have a hierarchy there. You are a dead person.
Wow.
You are just a dead person. If you are somebody that laments too much, you will die. They will just kill you and then maybe throw you away.
Really?
So that was the kind of risk I went through. In the sense, just I wanted to show my brother that thing you are doing to me, I will revenge. Because he started bullying me. Any small thing, he came to an extent in which I stood up and I fought him. He ran. I was fed up. He was older than me. At least he's older than me more than at least up to 8 years, if I'm not mistaken. He bullied me to an extent that After joining the court, he continued bullying me. A time came when I even wanted to assassinate him. I wanted to just, and he's the only son. He's the only son of my mother. So you can see what cultism, you can see what this thing brings. Even it can bring brother against brother, friend against friend. It can even bring father against the children, or children against his father or his mother. You understand? But even the one of our principle then is that you don't dishonor your parents. That is one of our principle. You don't dishonor your parents, most especially your mother, because many times they see fathers as people that are not responsible in taking care of their children. Yes. You understand? Maybe then in our village, not then till now, you see fathers, they drink anyhow, do all sorts of things. It is the mother that is scattering for everything. So they see mother as the breadwinner, the ones that deserve all the applause and respect. So you don't mess with your mom. But you can have issues with your dad, and I will say, leave that man. You can have issues with him, you can quarrel with him, you can shout at him, and sort of things. So I joined that court, and things began turned from bad to worse. The bullying continued. Like, he doesn't want to see me. He doesn't want to associate with me. He doesn't even talk to me. He talks to me once in a while.
Okay, he knows that you now.
Yes, he knows. He knows. And we fought several times. We fought to the extent that one time I took this bamboo stick. I was chasing him. That day I wanted to kill him. That was just my aim. I wanted to just kill him. He came after that incident. He avoided me for months. He doesn't want an issue. But all of a sudden, it's like the thing comes like a spirit. It comes, and when he stirs it up, he comes again for me. There was one day I was having issue with my auntie. That auntie carried me actually. After my mom gave birth to me, she was the person that came for my nursing there. We call it Omugo.
Yeah.
She was the person that came for. So one time we were having dinner, and she started insulting me, talking to me about the kind of life I was living there, and it was not good. No, as a guy man now.
Yeah, like who are you?
Who are you? So I was like, bro, you don't talk to me like that. No, don't talk to me like that. And he was saying the thing, and I left. I left.
Who was saying, your aunt or
my aunt?
Okay.
I left the place. So when I left, I was like, it's like all this nonsense we learned today, self. He said, so you have the guts, this, that. She said, no problem. Wherever you are going, go and come back. I'll be waiting for you. I say, you cannot do anything. I left. I just went and stayed one place. I just pressed my phone a little bit, and I came back. She was like, Shay, you were talking to me. She came for me. She was hitting me on my chest. And then one of my principles, then I don't like when somebody hits me on my chest. Because once upon a time, I offended my mom once. She hit me on my chest, and I almost died out of anger. So then it now became a principle. You don't touch me on my chest. So she was now hitting me on my chest. I was like, stop. You can hit me anywhere, not my chest. I was like, what will I do? What will I do? This, that. Came to an answer. I looked at her. I punched her. And I was telling you this thing. I was still in SS2 then. I punched her. I was like, there's something wrong with you. She ran. Once she ran, I followed her. I wanted to carry her up and start dealing with her. But my mind told me, guy, this is a girl, this is a woman. Don't do this to a woman. Hi! Just calm down. Then she now used her teeth. She beat me on my head. She heard me. I was shouting. She went and brought petrol. She wanted to light me up with fire, all sorts of things. They were holding her. And after all said and done, the whole matter died. My uncle came. He came and he gave me a dirty slap. A very sound slap. I was like, bro, you were here when all these things were happening. You didn't say anything.
That's the one who is in the other court.
Yes. So why wouldn't you call her? Even though she's older than you, you can correct, you can tell her that what she's doing is not good. You are a man. You understand? He was like, I should get out. I now told him an Igbo parable. I told him that I left. Meaning that whatever you do to your fellow man, he will hold it up for you. There will come a day in which he will pay you back. So I left. After some time, we had another issue about his charger or SIM card thereabout. He now gave me a dirty slap in the public. a sound one.
And you had to stand up.
I left him. I just went home. I brought machete.
Uh,
My grandmom, because my grandmom knew the kind of person I was then. If I tell you I'm going to do something, I can tell you something casually, maybe I will not do it. But anytime I become mean and tell you, you see this thing, like my pastor normally say, Mbob carry tire when I can do this, whenever carries beat his hand on his chest and say he's going to do this thing, he will definitely do it. You understand? So I went home, I took machete. I said, my grandmom held me. My grandmom was quite young. She was young as of then. She was quite young. So she held me, trying to drag a vibrant guy like me. I just, out of that anger and everything, I just sprint like this. No, she was holding my clothes. I just sprint like this. She fell on the floor. And she had bruises all over her legs. I started looking for my brother. I looked for him all over the village. I couldn't find him. My aim was that if I see him, it's either I cut one of his hand or I cut one of his ear. That was just my plan. I didn't find him. You know, I learned from the things my father was trying to teach me how life runs. I wouldn't have made such kind of mistake. And cultism is something that brings enmity in between family, brothers, even though he's your best friend. As long as people belong to different cults, you guys will begin to see things in different aspects. You will not want to agree with him, no matter how accurate.
Because you know something now. You belong somewhere.
Yes. You have the shoulder now. If you do anyhow,
you call your man.
Yes. You understand? So you will never agree. And we men, we have ego. Yeah. Normal, we have ego as men. So now, joining ego now with the fact that you have one kind of small power when you can make one or two calls and men will mount. You know, it becomes something dangerous.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
So, and I had guidance. You know, I begin to understand that if a teenager has somebody that is not yet a father, still young like him, comes to advise him in certain ways he or she should live his or her life, that person will pay heed well than his father or her father. I came to understand that. Had that my brother was a kind of person that, because I was ready to listen to him, it's just that he wanted to ride over me with bad influence. And me, I know that this thing is bad. I know this thing you're trying to do to me is bad. And me too, I want to do bad thing. You cannot make me subject to you while doing the bad thing. Yeah. No. If you come with a good thing, I can, but this thing you are trying to do is bad. You smoke, you drink, you do a lot of things. And you want to now influence my life, want to make me be a good boy while you are a bad person. It's not possible. You understand? So I began to understand that beyond the things you say, the life you live matters. You might preach Jesus. You might say many things, but those things you are saying is just 10% of what life really means, or what you are trying to dispense. You understand? You are telling me to be good, but I see you smoke. You are telling me to be a good boy, but I see you drink. You are a cultist. And even that led me to even join Masquerade then. Yes. Because he was part of those things. I wanted to belong to everything he belonged to. Let me show you.
So your aim of joining was one, you wanted to belong somewhere that you also have men.
Yes.
To face his own men,
Yes.
You wanted backup.
Yes, I wanted backup. And so I wanted to show him that those things he belongs to, those things he have seen.
That you can do
me
it.
too, I have seen it as
well.
So there is nothing now you can hide from me. If you tell me it's young, I have gone from my village to another place that if they killed me there, nobody will hear about me. I have gone there, we will run, then we used to call it matters. We will go run matters.
Okay.
We will go there, we will run matters and we will come back.
Matters is to take people, obtain
people, maybe you go and meet your fellow cultists to show how rugged you are. Because, why, if you're a Christian, what really shows, one of the things that shows that you're a Christian is that you can bring the Bible, you can digest the word of God. You can drill the word of God, you can get revelation, mysteries from the word of God. So what makes you a cultist? One of the things is that you can become a rugged man, like you can give their quotation. And it happens that I think every year they change their slangs, they change their quotation. You call it orientation then. You understand? OT. So normally we go from our place to somewhere else, and when we go inside bush, like a very deep forest, where you can stay there, smoke, you can do a lot of things, and you will not be caught.
And it's not with rival cultists.
No, the same. No, like the same
Okay.
cultists. Yes. One of I can call it more like arrogant cults we have is Aru. They are very anyhow. Like they don't care. So that was the midst of people I was, and I barely joined the cult. I think it was even 6 months. I started going for runs. I started going to run matters to show how then we used to call it we are rugged and tested. To show how rugged tested I was then. I will go and I will do a lot of things. I will come back. So that my brother now, seeing the kind of matters I used to run, seeing the kind of people I have mingled with, you now, you want to come and subject me for where? We have to battle it out. Show me that beyond the things you have seen, you have something else that I have not seen. That is what I just want, because he pushed me to the wall. I had to join masquerade. I joined even both the day and the night. You know, there was a time I shared these thoughts on Facebook and people began to, wow, God saved you. But beyond those things that they were saying, I knew that there were some people that were saying, this guy, you start giving him gap. You understand? Because it's very hard for people to think that all of a sudden you just stop being a cultist.
Yeah.
Stop drinking, stop smoking. I can't even remember the last time I smoked or drink. I can't even stay where they are smoking because it gives me headache now. But those things were the kind of life I was living there. Why? Number one, I didn't pay heed to the teachings my father was giving me, to the pruning he was giving me. And number two, the person that ought to teach me
association.
Yes, was going on the wrong path and wanted me to go at the right path. Who will now be my leader?
Because to learn is by example. The easiest way to learn is by example.
Yes. Anyone who will now lead me on that right path. You are going on the wrong path and you tell me to follow the right. Who will now lead me? It's better I go to that wrong path. At least I have somebody that I'm looking up to. But one thing happened. That life I had then, that thing, you know, when you get something from darkness, it is hard to let go. But it is very easy to let go the things you get from light. One little mistake can make you lose investment you have gotten from light. But one amount of good cannot override the darkness you have done for 10 years. It cannot. But one single mistake, the legacy of righteousness and holiness you have built for the past 20 years, one mistake can crumple everything. That is why I say little things spoil the vine. You understand? So me, being a man that have gone through those routes, seen many things, I've gone clubbing, I've gone for clubbing, even after doing all those things in Enugu year. I went back to Abuja, I continued, I went for clubbing. I started going to church, not because I want to go to church. I started going to church because I want to just show my clothes, my outfit. If I don't get a new outfit by Saturday, I'm not going to church on Sunday. I sacked to church. So you can see how much influence darkness had over my life. So now, my pastor, I shared most of my experience with him. You know, him now, he want to come both with the anointing, both with love and the rod of correction. Now, I will see the anointing, I will see the love aspect, but the rod of correction now, I don't want to accept it. You understand? It's like the man is killing me. The only thing that thing didn't lead me to was stealing.
Okay.
Because at least I still had that home training from my parents. That was the thing that he never stole from me. That was the only thing. He stole away my moral. He stole away the way I talk. Even sometimes when I speak with my mother and the Lord, he'll be like, Caris, you are still on a high pitch. But those things I took then, they affected me. Even though I'm a kind of person, like, I have a high pitch. I speak mostly on high tune. The only time I don't speak on high tune is when I'm on fast. Hey, I don't want to waste the energy. That's the only time. But whenever I'm down, you know, whenever I'm okay, I'm always on a high pitch. You understand? So he affected my morals. He affected my association with people. He came to a point many times I enjoyed my company. That was what that thing brought to me.
Yeah, that is what it does.
I enjoyed my company. I don't like, if I associate with you, if I start noticing some kind of, I will just withdraw myself. I start reading. I can stay here now. I can read your mood. Read when I'm accepted. Read when I'm not accepted. Even though you are trying to pretend that I'm accepted. I will just stay on a look and I will read the environment. And if I read that thing continually, like 2-3 times, I will start avoiding it. That is why many times, like this whole week, I didn't go to work. I've been in my house. I've not gone anywhere. I've not seen a friend.
Why you were in this act,
Yes,
or
sir.
why you were into cultism, did you get any opportunity to maybe call your man for somebody? Were they
Thank you so much for joining us. In the next episode, Mr. Karis explains in details how he transitioned into Yahoo and how they go about taking money from people's phone without their consent. It might interest you to know that they do not need your mobile app to get this executed. And that's why you need to watch the second segment of this video to give you in detail the informations that you need to stay information in this generation. Thank you so much for joining us. God bless you. My name remains Val Praise, and do well to be a blessing to someone out there. Cheers.